first pitch will be thrown out by Richard Marchand. Richard is a disabled Navy veteran who served in the Vietnam War from 67 to 68. He was stationed on a Navy repair tender and helped repair all Navy ships and swift boats in Saigon. He served for 6 years and is honored to serve his country and fight for our freedom. Thank you very much, Richard.
All right.
Yeah. That was not that bad a pitch. As the colors are being returned, for those of you who are unaware, Operation Hat Trick was founded by Associate Athletic Director Dot Sheehan at the University of New Hampshire. In 2007, she heard that soldiers coming back from Iran and Afghanistan and Iraq suffered from head trauma. What they really wanted was a hat. So, next February, the next year, UNH lost one of its own, Nathan Hardy, who was killed in Iraq along with his best friend, Mike Coate. They had served together since they joined and became Navy SEALs. They died together, they're buried together at Arlington National Cemetery. What the concept she developed was we would sell 2 hats and then we'd give 1 hat to a veteran who needed it. Since that time, it's gone international, and hundreds of schools have participated in the program where now, not only is it hats, there is all sorts of donations made for medical help for our disabled veterans. And I myself helped roll that out at the UNH, and I'm very kind of proud to have been involved with that. Thank you very much for attending today's game. Let's play ball.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Goffstown High School. It is a gorgeous day here. My name is Scott Gross, and I'm joined by my good friend Bill Ruel for what appears to be an excellent matchup between the Pelham Pythons and the Goffstown Grizzlies. So Bill, Pelham is coming in with a 5-4 record, but that doesn't really tell the whole story. A lot of close games. This is a real strong team. Going to be a challenge for Goffstown today.
Yeah, I really think that we have to play an error-free game. We have to get some really good hitting. This pitcher is going to be completely different from what we saw the other day. And this could be a real important game down the road for us. You know, we have a number of tough games coming, so you gotta knock this team off, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. So the forecast for today is probably the best forecast we have had all season. We've had one game that was like 40, 45 degrees. Today is about 80 degrees out.
Wind blowing in.
Yeah,
maybe.
Wind blowing in a little bit, but other than that, it is a perfect day for softball. You're going to notice, I don't know if Butch can show the uniform, maybe focus in on one of the players, maybe Shannon Gifford. This is Operation Hat Trick today, and that's why you're seeing a camouflaged uniform by the Goffstown Grizzlies. And prior to the game, we weren't announcing, but Brad Parkhurst talked about Operation Hat Trick and really the significance of Goffstown honoring our veterans today. So in steps number 9, Julia Vaughter. She's the second baseman for Pelham. Goffstown is playing in at the corners, Mullen at first. And the first pitch is a ball, and Brennan is in about 3 steps at third. Shortstop is Watterson, and the second baseman is Tegan Coyle. That's fouled off.
Looks like she was jammed a little bit on the pitch.
Yeah. So in the pitching circle is Shannon Gifford, and behind the plate is Alex Page, and her sister is playing right field. That's in the dirt for a 2-1 count. Center field is Lendry, and Cervella is in left field. So that's the line. That's the defensive positions for Goffstown. A little bit low for a 3-1 count.
Got her.
And that's going to hit to third. Brennan comes up with it, fires over. Tough throw,
nice
but a great
play.
scoop by Molen. So a short hopper to Molen, but she does a great job, and Coyle does the appropriate thing there, giving her a high five because that was a tough one.
Yeah.
So in steps Abby Bevins, the shortstop, and she takes strike one right across the plate. So that's the key for Goffstown too, Bill, is they got to play it clean defensively. I mean, they've had some games where they just weren't on, and so Bevins swings through a strike two. And again, when you're playing a team as tough as Pelham, you better play a clean defensive game. And that ball is popped up to center field. In comes Lendry, and she gets a great break on the ball, and she records the second out of the inning. And she's real solid, Bill, in center.
Yeah, she doesn't make many mistakes. She covers a lot of ground. I think the wind maybe held that ball up just a little bit, gave her a good opportunity to get to it. Lefty.
So now in steps Jess Slayton, the right fielder. And that's in there. Hits the outside part of the plate for a strike. I tell you, Gifford does a lot of walking around in the circle. That's a ball. She probably, if there was a rug there, she would probably, she'd probably wear out that rug,
Yeah. Maybe she's stepping back just to get control of her emotions.
Again, low 2-1. A lot different than Baldigo. Baldigo, the other game, right? She was just firing away. And that's jumped all over that one.
E10.
So that evens the count at 2-2, but Jess Slayton was all over that one. She was way ahead of it. Molen should be careful here. She's going to take a couple of steps back after seeing that one. And that's also popped up to Lendry. She's under it. And she records the third out. And I'll tell you something, what you cannot see here, folks, is that the sun glare for the outfield is particularly for Lendry. You got to wear sunglasses here in Goffstown, and good thing she did. So she records a 1-2-3 inning for Shannon Gifford, and Goffstown now will go into the bottom of the first.
So the bottom of the first inning, we begin. At bat is number 6, Carol Lendry. On the mound for Pelham is Provençal. First pitch is high, ball 1.
So pitching for Pelham is Abigail, was it Provençal or Provençal?
I guess.
2-0 count to Lendry. And she swung through a strike there. Now it's 2-1 count. Looks like she's got some pretty good speed.
Yeah, I expected to see maybe a little bit more from them.
Took a little off that one. Yep. Yeah, good off-speed pitch.
2-2.
Which I think is key. You got to keep the batters off balance, and we don't see a whole lot of that. We just see a lot of either heat coming in. We don't see a whole lot of change-ups or And she swings through that one.
Here we go.
Yeah, so in steps Coyle.
She leads the team.
And she pops one out of play. That could hit the cart. Oh, and almost hit the trainer's cart.
I thought she had the net
You know,
out
getting back to Lendry, leadoff hitter. She's had, I don't know how many, we don't keep stats per se, but a lot of Ks, and you got to be careful that you got to protect the plate and get on. Another off-speed pitch on the inside part of the plate. And I tell you, in the games that have been played here, Bill, again, we don't see the away games. We don't do those. But the 1 and 2 hitters for Goffstown, there's been quite a lot of strikeouts. So
not too much production.
Yeah. And that was a really nice pitch, and Coyle was able to stay on that one. See, Coyle likes the high pitch. She chases the high one. So she's got to stay disciplined here with a 1-2 count with Gifford on deck.
Maybe this girl's going to toss a little soft.
No, I think she's going to throw a hard one high. And she does it. Coyle gets a hold of that one into the gap. That's going to be a double. She's got some wheels. And she stands up with a double.
Nice.
So Tegan Coyle in the left center field gapper. And she crushed that one. And she sets the table now for Gifford to bring home a run possibly with a single. And Coyle's got a lot of speed, so anything in the outfield should be able to score her. But that ball, Bill, was hit very well. In steps Shannon Gifford, the pitcher. And she hits one sharply to third, and it's going to hold up on Coyle because that ball did not get through, so Coyle had to wait.
Third baseman got the glove on the ball.
So third base got a glove on that ball, which then forced Coyle to stay at second, and then only at that time did it get past her could she have advanced to third. So
runners on first.
You're going to give Giff a single on that one, or what are you going to say? Right at her?
Yep. Error.
So here's Watterson, a shortstop. She shows bunt, she holds back, and there's a steal play. This is when she should be coming home. And that's called that was a play that you're basically trying to score a run. And you try to get into a pickle to score the run.
So
I'm a little surprised at that one, only because, or maybe that was just, hey, listen, we're going to steal the base, and they came up firing, which is, I don't know. Yeah. So Goffstown takes a 1-0 lead there. And now Watterson has a 2-strike count here, 0-2 with 2 outs. So she showed bunt. And she looks the third one through, and she gets struck out. So Goffstown picks up a run. We had a double by Coyle, and then a single by Gifford or an error. I don't know what we scored that one. We give her an error on that one. So in that little pickle play, run scores. So
it's an unearned run.
Yeah, I thought that was hard hit, but Bill is like very.
I'm sorry.
He's very tough. If his philosophy, the official scorer here, Bill Ruel, Hall of Famer Bill Ruel, is that if the ball is hit hard right at the player, then he calls it an error.
She got the glove on the ball.
If it's like a couple of feet to the left or right, different story. But if it's right at you, which that one was, so Papa Gifford is getting overruled here in Goffstown. All right, so we go to the top of the second inning. And I tell you, that was just what the doctor ordered for Tegan Coyle. Again, we haven't seen at home, we have not seen a whole lot of productivity from the 1 and 2 hitters. And Coyle rocketed that ball into left center. And that's really what, you got some good hitters in the 3, 4, 5 spots, but you got a plate set. And this is the first time where actually that all paid off. So in steps
Pierce,
number 20, and she's the third baseman.
She's got good size.
Yeah. So Goffstown's outfield is playing, I'd say, a little deep, except for the right fielder, Brianna Page. And that's in there. That was a beautiful pitch. Not only was it fast, but it hit the outside corner, and it was low. You know, can't do much better than that.
I don't think you want to give anything to this girl up
Yeah.
high.
Except for that one, and she smoked it by her on that one.
Those high ones look big.
Let's see what she throws her here. I agree, though. I think you got to be careful. If you hang one out over the plate, could be trouble. And she goes right after her. So Gifford strikes out Pierce, and in steps the catcher, Kate Fisher.
Now, we looked at this girl with the glove. She had a good glove, good arm.
Yeah, she had a real good arm. That's fouled off.
They're not waiting.
Another big girl.
Yeah.
Oh, another great pitch. She's hitting the corners. You know, that thing, too, is Gifford's ball moves quite a bit. So not only has some good velocity to it, but it moves.
Oh, almost.
She almost chased that one.
Almost.
Don't see a whole lot of off speed, though, from Gifford. And sometimes that could be the pitch that's the difference because it handcuffs them, you know. And that's in the dirt. I think she tried something there.
Drop or something.
So last game that we saw here, Baldiga pitched a one-hitter. She pitched a gem. That's popped up again to Sarvella.
She can't see
And she
it.
can't even see it, and she able to catch the ball. But that one was not pretty, folks.
We need to go back to how to shade your eyes.
Yeah, but again, you know, I've seen in Cervella in left field has been hit or miss so far this year, and so that one was not that difficult of a play and made it a difficult play. And again, that gives you heart palpitations if you're a coach. Ooh, that one looked good, but Blue didn't think so. That probably was on the inside part of the plate, and this is Sky Ortega, designated player.
Good pitch.
And that's a great pitch. So that evens the count at 1-1. We've got 2 outs here, folks, in the top of the second. Goffstown leads 1-0.
Another one. Whoop.
That's a little outside. A 2-1 count. Good chatter on the Pelham side of the field. You'll always like to hear that, Bill. And that's rocketed. That could be out of here. That's getting.
No,
she's
the
going
wind got
way
it.
back, and Landry gets it on the warning track. So Carol Landry so far in this game is showing off the glove and the outfield skills. And that ball was rocketed all the way to the warning track. Landry made it look easy, though. And that is it
Keep them
for
in the
Pelham.
park. That's all that counts.
I thought that one was going to go out of here. I really did. So I'm going to have to talk to the Goffstown folks. We got to get a new flag out there, folks. That one's getting a little tattered, and we're going to have to do something about that, I think, Butch. Right? You have to talk to your people. I'll talk to my people. We get a flag, a newer flag, and we'll take care of that old one in the right way. Today's music is presented by Michaela Fleming, who's returned back from her sophomore year at Endicott, so congratulations to her.
Going overseas next year. That's
You know what I forgot to do is I forgot to do a shout-out, and I've been forgetting to do this for the last couple of games, to Joe Parumba, who's at the Hillsborough County Nursing Home, who watches our games on GTV. So, Joe, want to say hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Yep, big Bicycle Joe. He's at the Hillsborough County Nursing Home and a big fan. And that's in there for a strike to number 4, Olivia Brennan. Yep.
I was wondering why I hadn't seen him around.
Yeah, unfortunately, Joe had a medical issue, and so he'll be there for probably a good 6 months. But then he's going to try to, but he hopes to be out. He likes it there. He's like the mayor of the Hillsborough County Nursing Home. I mean, you go in there, it's like everybody's like, hey, Joe,
Well, you just shout out to Joe. Tell him Brad shouts out too.
So it's a 1-2 count to Brennan, and she goes in. Yeah, she swung at one in the dirt. That was not a great at-bat by Brennan, unfortunately. She knows it. And Mullen now, number 10, steps in with 1 out in the bottom of the second.
First baseman number 10, Taylor Mullen.
So maybe Coach Matt Fleming knew something, trying to pick up runs any way you can. And that ball is rocking. Watch out! That woman is like, she's not even paying attention. She's just watching her cell phone. Yep. And that ball, like, literally hit her in the head. Yeah, keep looking down at the phone at a baseball game. And then people wonder why they get hit, you know. This is a live situation here, folks. We don't. Great job by, I don't know what Mullen's thinking there. That ball was fouled off.
That was an off-speed, too, she came with.
Yeah. But I'm always amazed, especially at baseball and softball games, because, you know, the ball comes off, you know, the bat, and you gotta look alive, you know.
No.
In the dirt. So that's what she does. She makes the batters try to chase those low pitches. I've been impressed with Mullen so far this year. She's had some pretty good swings. I think it's her first time really playing first base, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that one. That one looked like it was on the inside part of the plate. And what? Yeah. Oh, he called it a ball? Oh, it looked like he called it a strike. Oh. And she hits a sharp one. That's going to be a single. So, again, another great hitting performance by Mullen. And this is really what Goffstown needed. I mean, they needed a bat from an underclassman, and they got that with Mullen. Actually, she's not an underclassman. She's a junior, isn't she?
I think so.
Yeah, she's a junior. I apologize. But she's had a good year hitting so far. And now steps number 16, Sarvella. You got to be really careful here. So Sarvella shows bunt, and a nice bunt at that. And you should go to third because and that was a great job by the catcher, who had awareness to get over to third base, because guess what? The left fielder was nowhere to be found. But aggressive base running by Matt Fleming's Goffstown Grizzlies, and they run into an out, unfortunately. And that'll do it as we head into the top of the third.
One run's not going to win this game. One run won't win this game.
Now, did they send her, or did she go on her own?
He sent her.
Huh? He didn't.
Let's look at a little stats for Gifford. Gifford has pitched 36 innings. She's given up 20 hits, struck out 52 with 18 base on balls. That's a pretty good line. You know, darn good line. Like what she had 18, I think, in one game this year.
Yeah. So the pitcher steps in for Pelham, Abigail Provençal, and she takes a strike. Great pitch by Gifford. Pitcher on pitcher. So, Bill, I grew up in New York, and number 15, Thurman Munson, was a big,
oh, yeah.
love that guy. And that's a 2-1 count. So far, Goffstown, the softball team, has a good record. Their baseball team, I think, is 8-1. That's in their first strike. 2-2 count now. Yeah, Goffstown's had success at the Division II level in both softball and baseball. And next year they go up to Division I. In the dirt for a full count. Oh, so walked. I'm sorry. 3-2 count.
Yeah, she wanted to take it. Oh, no free pass, dear. No free pass.
You know, when you do that, usually that's not good. You don't think you're showing up the pitcher. Yeah. She puts a ball on this one. And that's a ball on the inside part of the plate. Close pitch, but Gifford didn't get it, so that's a walk. And now we're going to get our pinch runner, I would think, for the pitcher, which you should get. That's number 3. So the pinch runner is Elise Jadrazik. She comes in for Provençal or Provincial.
Maybe think a bunt.
I would. Got to claw out runs, right? And that's in their first strike. She's not showing bunt. And we got Brennan coming in a little bit on third. Mullen is only maybe a couple of steps in.
Good stop by the catcher.
I'd like to see a little bit more movement out of our right fielder on those situations in the dirt. You got to play your positions, but you got to run over to the line in case there's a play at first. That's
she showed
a bunt fouled off, though. Now it's a 1-2 count, so the bunt will probably be off here. And I apologize. This is number 1, Cheyenne Lee. I did not announce her when she stepped in. So Cheyenne Lee has a 1-2 count. She's playing left field today.
Doing it again.
And
She's
she
out.
shows, and a nice job. I really like that play. Like Tegan Coyle made a sprint over to first base to cover as Mullen stepped in, and so did Page. So good job in terms of defensive movement. And as a coach, Matt Fleming wants to see that. He wants to see that the player's in the right position just in case. So now step 17, Madison Burke. Now, she's a player that she's playing 8th in the order, but she's a player that, according to the union leader, this is a player to look out for, someone with a lot of talent. So a lot of times managers, coaches, they put players like this in like the 8th spot and try to hide them. And that's in there for a strike as well for an 0-2 count. And if you recall last year, you had Lendry who played, very low in the order, and she did very, very well in that spot.
She the 8th, and this one's flex.
That's low for a 1-2. So at first is Elise Jedrzik. And I'm sorry if I do not pronounce your names correctly. Or Jedrazik. Ooh, she almost wanted that one. And now evens it up at a 2-2 count. We're here in the top of the 3rd inning in Goffstown, and they lead 1-0 over the Pelham Pythons.
Right by her.
Oh, that looked pretty good, but didn't get it. And Gifford looked a little disappointed on that one. She took a little off that pitch, but it looked good from here. And now it's a full count. Let's see if the runner will be going here. It is only one out. You just never know. She swings through that one, so good thing she wasn't. So Burke strikes out.
She was. This is the first bet.
So number 9, Julia Vaughter. She grounded out in her first at bat. And that's in there for a strike. So that one looked like the other pitch, and which was called a ball. But you know what? It's not that hard. It's not that easy to be an umpire. And I know our cameraman, Butch Gifford, he's like the classic Monday morning quarterback. Beautiful pitch. I love that one. That was the one I've been waiting for all day long.
Took a little off.
I wonder if the cameraman is giving signals from the press box. You know, there was a coach who used to do that, you know, from up above. That's low, and the runner is going. And a nice throw by Paige. But you know what? She couldn't get a
full grip.
She couldn't get a full grip on the ball. It was in the dirt. But had that ball been in her glove, she's got a pretty good arm. Yeah. So now we've got a runner at second with 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Aggressive by Pelham, stealing a base there. So Vaughter, no force play now. Play it first.
Got her.
And that's a little low. But you know what? I like what Gifford is doing. She's trying to keep the ball low because if you notice in that first and second inning, there was a lot of pop-ups, and I think she's trying to keep the ball low. And that ball's hit to center field right at Lendry, and she's a one-woman wrecking crew out there. That's her 4th put out of the game for Lendry, and it's only in 3 innings. So a nice job by Gifford, and I think she's made an adjustment there. A couple of things. One, she's not pitching the ball as high. She's trying to keep the ball low. That's one. And secondly, she threw in a couple of off-speed pitches, which is going to keep them off balance, and that's a good move.
Yeah,
so
off-speed pitch is going to make them think,
yeah,
too.
Right.
You know. I do think, though, we're going to need a few more runs.
Oh, yeah.
I just...
But this is the type of game, Bill, that we thought we'd see between 2 pretty good teams. And I think, you know, defensively you're seeing that. I mean, Pelham has made some pretty good plays in the field.
Smart heads-up plays,
smart, right. They're a smart team, well-coached, and they've got some good athletes here.
Yeah, their coach is a very nice, very personable.
Hey, I like any team that gives us their lineup that's legible, you know. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, Pelham, they get high marks from me. And I just saw, like, when it was, I guess it's Todd Lazo and Brian, you know, Wiegler, when just their warm-ups, you know, very, very businesslike.
Go ahead.
That's hit to shortstop. This would be a tough play. And out by a half step. But a good job by running down the line. I'll tell you, that's what you want to see, too, is, you know, you hit the ball, run hard. And that was Bree Page, and she did a real good job running down the line, and she only got thrown out by about a half step. So in steps the catcher, her sister, Alex Page, and she hits one. That's going to be a double if she can, yeah. Oh,
no,
she got over there pretty good, but a nice job by the catcher. A little bit late on the swing, but nonetheless, it was hit pretty well for a clean single. And now we're going to get a runner for the catcher, and probably Danny, I would think, right? Danny Vermette, number 5.
Courtesy runner, Danny Vermette. Batting for Boston, number 6, Sarah Andrews.
We'll see.
And that's high I'd say if there is a time to try to do something, with a bunt situation, this Vermette has great speed. The thing too, though, I think the catcher for Pelham seems pretty good. We saw her in warm-up. She got a strong arm.
She's in the ball game.
Yep, she is. So unless you're going to get one in the dirt, it's going to be hard. And that ball's going to drop. That's going to drop. She's got to go. She got to slide. Yeah, I think on that one, Danny Vermette has got to go like
at least
more than halfway.
Yep.
And she didn't. She only went maybe a quarter of the way, and she almost got. And that's the whole thing too. Is if you're being brought in to run the bases, Bill, you gotta know what you're doing on the base path. In that case, Danny really had to go about halfway.
Now my question is, could the center fielder have caught the ball?
I don't. I think I give that one that's a hit as far as I'm concerned.
Maybe
I'm serious. If you look at where that ball dropped,
she had to come a distance for it too. Right.
I mean, not for nothing, Bill, but you're like one of the strictest official scorers I've ever seen. I mean, you got like crazy.
I'm not a homer.
Yeah.
Or a weigher. That's maybe a bunt here too.
Coyle had a double in her first at bat. That's in the dirt. So here's where Vermette has some options because you could take a pretty aggressive lead if you're in this situation.
Watch this catcher, how she gives. Look how low she is with her.
That ball's hit sharply
to
third. And a nice job by the third baseman. And that was Lena Pierce. So a ground out for Coyle, who put a good bat on that one.
All right, Shannon, you can help yourself here.
So, yes, that's right. Shannon Gifford steps in with runners at first and second now with, I thought it was, is it 1 out or 2 outs?
2.
2 outs. That's high. So I think in this situation, Bill, this is where you got to be a little aggressive on the base paths because it's 2 outs. Anything that's hit, you run.
Oh.
And that's double decker on the roof. So Gifford has a 1-1 count. Goffstown leads by only 1 in the bottom of the third. A chance to get some insurance runs. And that's a low pitch inside for a strike. So that one was a toughie.
Now, I don't understand. Look at Shannon. She's so far up in the box.
Yeah. And she swings through that one. So that was a tough at bat for Gifford. And we leave 2 stranded for Goffstown as we head into the top of the 4th inning. Goffstown threatened there, but wasn't able to plate any type of run. So that being said, we'll take a little bit of break. Yeah.
But it's like it won't skip to the next one.
Okay.
You see where Watterson just came out. I wonder if she was getting further treatment on those suntan legs.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you don't put sunscreen on, you know.
All right, now
So-
this girl stroked the ball well to center.
Right, she hit it to
Landry.
Landry, but that ball was poked.
Landry got like 4 foot up.
Oh, that was a strike on Gifford.
Cameraman.
I don't know what type of pitch that was, because it wasn't. It's like a rise ball or something. 1-1 count to Bevins.
Too high.
High 2-1. And this is you're right. I think you're right. I think you got to be careful with these next couple of hitters who hit the ball pretty well, and great defense by Goffstown. Another high one. So this is that first time where actually Gifford is missing high. She was doing a good job in that second and third inning. We're keeping the ball low and really getting her spots. Now she's fallen behind on a 3-1 count to Bevins.
Good pitch.
To Coyle. She stays with it. Good job by Coyle. She's having a good game.
Yep. I think this is the one, though, that really smacked the
Yep.
ball to center.
She pulled the ball foul last
Lefty.
Mm-hmm.
And so this umpire is calling low strikes, which I think, in fairness to these batters, some of them are very low. This is below the knees, so they're tough. And he's calling it both ways, but they're low.
Ooh.
A 1-1 count. But you know what? When you go through the order like this, Bill, I mean, and you know that the umpire's calling low strikes, you got to protect the plate low. That's all. I mean, it's just an adjustment. That ball's outside. That pitch, I should say. So that's ball 2. Coyle is playing a little deep at second, which is smart, with a lefty up.
We should have had the shortstop over, though, I think.
And that's low and outside, a 3-1 count. So Gifford now has fallen behind now on these first 2 batters.
Good pitch.
Right over the plate. Now it's count is full. Really nice pitch by Gifford, but in that case, Slayton was able to get a piece of it. Way to hang in there by Jess Slayton on a tough pitch. Very well disciplined team, this Pelham team. This is a very enjoyable team to watch.
Good pitch.
And that's a strikeout for Gifford. You know, you can tell when it's only a 1-0 game. These are pretty evenly matched teams. And now comes the third baseman, Lena Pierce. She struck out her first at bat, but she had a really good defensive play in the field, and that's high. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with Gifford, but she's releasing maybe at a different point, but her pitches are going higher in this inning. And she's fallen behind on the counts. And she has another low strike. So I just keep putting the pitch there. It's almost impossible to hit that unless you're like a really good golfer. If you're Rory McIlroy, maybe you get those. But
Use a sand wedge.
she took a little off that one and handcuffed Pierce. That was a tough pitch.
Because it was inside, too.
Yeah, that was it was like a screwball, that one. I have to bring in my pitching commentator,
Whoa.
Mark Campbell. He usually helps me on that stuff. I don't know all these pitches.
Hey, look at Alex calls time to go out and give Blue a few moments.
He took a knock.
Yeah.
Lena, I don't know what it is, but it's one of them. Lena, 2-2 count to Pierce. Nice job hanging in there.
Yep.
Got a good swing on that one. You can tell if she gets a piece of it, it's going to go. Still 2-2 count. with number 2 in the circle. And she chases a high one on outside.
Thank you,
And
pitch.
another K for Gifford. And we'll head into the bottom of the 4th inning. So a nail biter here at Goffstown High School on a glorious Wednesday afternoon. I think we got Watterson leading off because Gifford struck out right in that bottom of the 3rd. So Justine Watterson, the shortstop, will lead off. I think she had a K looking
Yeah.
in her first at bat.
Wasn't a good bat.
No, she didn't have a solid at bat there. But now that she's had a good look at the pitcher, usually you can make some adjustments. So defensively in left field is Cheyenne
Autumn. No, not
Cheyenne Lee, and center field is Madison Burke, and in right field is Jess Slayton. At first base, we've got Ashley Phillips. At second base is Julia Vaughtner. Shortstop is Abby Bevins, and the third baseman is Lana Pierce. Pitcher again is Abigail Provençal, and at catching, we've got Kate Fisher. And in steps Watterson, number 11. Got to turn the music off. That's in there for a strike. We're really putting Brad Parkhurst through a ringer today. I mean, he's had to do scoreboard, announcing, music. He's multi-talented, this guy. And that one is going to be a tough play, and she got back.
No,
Oh, she drops it. So an error on the shortstop. And again, I have to say that for those of you who have never been to Goffstown High School, the sun glare on that side of the field is pretty tough. Not to say that you shouldn't have had it, but it is difficult.
It just fell right out of her glove.
I understand, but I'm trying to help, Bill.
Okay.
It's tough. So Brennan's up, and she had a tough at bat. Let's see if she bunts.
Oh, don't offer.
And, man, she chased after a pitch. That was not pretty. You got to be able to pull back on those when that ball's so high. Nice bunt. Good job. See, but they're smart because the catcher always knows that after she makes the play, or if she's not in the play, she covers third. So that's how they cover that first to third bunt type thing. And Goffstown got burned on that the first time around. So Brennan does her job, and she sacrificed bunts Watterson over to second base. And that's exactly what you got to do. It was a nice bunt that was laid down. And now Mullen, who singled in her first at bat. Oh, man, that was a strike to Mullen, but
to you and me, it might have been a ball.
Yeah, well, jeez. And she hits one to the shortstop. That'll advance Watterson. She'll turn. Mullen advances Watterson to third, but she's out on a grounder to the shortstop.
Fielder's choice.
And now we've got Cervella with 2 outs. So we need a big clutch hit here from Cervella.
And she bunted the last time into that double play type of thing.
And she hits one to the shortstop. It'll be an easy play to the shortstop. And she throws it away.
God.
And that's an error on the shortstop, and that will score Watterson for the second run of the game. So Goffstown gets lucky on that one. Cervella takes a first pitch, gets a bat on it. And Goffstown is able to pick up an unearned run in that one. So you know what? These are the games where you got to get them any way you can. They picked up a run on a deliberate pickle situation. And that one's a high pitch. Wow. So, it's hard for these ladies on both sides to get accustomed to the strike zone here. And that's not just Goffstown. I'm talking about Pelham as well. That was the same exact pitch, and that's a ball. So it's a
look at the first baseman here. Are
1-1 count.
Do they?
I don't know. Maybe there's like a special, like a before 6 o'clock, buy one get one free Big Mac, and that's a strike. So sometimes that's the case. The umpires they know that there's like a buy one get one free situation at Dunkin's. No, never happens. Oh, okay. She gets a piece of that one for a 1-2 count. I'm getting signaled by Butch Gifford. He's like, Scott, don't make fun of the referees. Umpires. I'm not. I love it. I used to be one myself until I called too many bad pitches, and then they kicked me out. Now they put me in the press box so I can be critiquing them. Nice hit. That's going to be trouble.
Go down.
That's going to go all the way to the fence. This should score a run for Goffstown. They're going to send her. Here comes the plate. The plate. She's safe. A big, big, big double by – that was Bree Page. A huge double. And you know what? She's put 2 good hits out there.
Yeah.
Forgive me for saying, but I think that Goffstown has found a right fielder. Great clutch hitting by Page. Here comes number 15, her sister, the catcher.
A Page.
Alex Page. Let's see if one can drive home the other. But Bree Page has had a game today. And she takes that ball is a strike. Wow.
I didn't know she was 6'7".
It's a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Goffstown has plated 2 in this inning. That's in the dirt. That's going to get by the catcher. And Bree Page heads over to third.
Pass ball.
I don't know. It could be a wild pitch, too. I'd give that one a wild pitch. Yeah. I don't think the catcher had a chance at that one. 2-1 count to Alex Page here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Goffstown leads 3-0. That's in there for a strike. That was right down the middle.
That was legit.
That was a beautiful pitch. Beautiful pitch. Now the batter's got to protect here with 2 balls and 2 strikes. And she goes after a one, and that'll do it for Goffstown. But Goffstown plates 2 runs, but a big, huge double by the right fielder, Brianna Page, and get some insurance runs there. So we'll head into the bottom of the 5th shortly. Top of the 6th. I'm sorry. 5th.
Tell them to come up here and do all this at the same time. Tell them they're going to do the scoreboard, they're going to do the PA work. Let's see, Goffstown's on the road for a makeup game tomorrow at Oyster River.
And then Sanborn.
Sanborn or Souhegan?
No. Oyster River, Sanborn. Away.
Oyster River should not be bad. Sanborn.
5. All right.
This game is far from over, boys.
Yeah, but those 2 runs really.
We were big, but
Yeah.
I know that. All right, so we're going to head into the top of the 5th inning. I apologize before. Our cameraman got a little overzealous. Butch Gifford, he was hoping the game would be over. He too has a buy one, get one free somewhere. Butch is in charge of making dinner tonight, so he's like, I got to get out of here early. So the catcher.
She hit the ball out to
Yeah,
the left
she
field.
hit the ball hard too. Kate Fisher, good player. I like the fact that she's going down the line on some of these plays. That's outside for a ball. She looks like she can drive the ball, too. Good swing.
Strong kid.
Now, I tell you, these pitches are, high. I mean, the pitchers are getting calls today. There's no doubt about it. And that's on both sides. He's calling a liberal strike zone. And that's in there for a strike. That was a legit strike. Inside part of the plate at a 1-2 count. Got Watterson playing a little short at center. I mean, at shortstop. Coyle's playing deep. Way outside to
Took
even out the
something off
count.
it.
Yeah. And then just didn't get maybe a good grip on the ball on that one.
Oh, Fisher go fishing. Yep.
Yeah.
That was good.
Way to hang in there. That was a great pitch, but a way to hang in there by Kate Fisher. This looks like it's a true battle between two good players. Shannon Gifford and the catcher, Kate Fisher, for Pelham.
Oh, no,
She
no,
took a
no.
little off that one, and now it's going to go full count.
Tried to guide it in.
Yeah.
Pop up, pop up.
That's
Who's got
out of
it?
play big time.
I
And
heard a roof.
that hit the roof, and I don't know if that's going to come off. Nope, that's not coming off either. We've got about $100 worth of softballs up on that roof, I'd say.
And the new business administrator wants them picked up, I'm telling
Well,
you.
you know what? The longer they step in, the longer they depreciate. And that's a walk, so the catcher's going to get a runner. So we're going to get a pinch runner. And number 12.
Courtesy number 12, Megan
Boniferri.
Molitari.
Molitari. Is that how you say it?
I would think so.
Molitari.
Might be a little Italiano.
Okay. Will we see Natalia Villanueva? That's my question. So in steps Sky Ortega. She popped to center field her last at bat. Now we got a runner at first base. And that's a strike. Again, Bree Page is a little bit late in terms of getting off the mark there. That right fielder is really pretty much every pitch has got to run to the line.
Like, yeah. Good pitch.
An 0-2 count now quickly on Sky Ortega. Goffstown will have a force out at second if it comes to it. And that is strike three. That was a little low, but she gets the call.
Thank you very much.
I will say, though, Bill, it's the one thing that you want if you're a coach or players is you want consistency, and the umpire has been consistent all day long. He has a pretty expansive strike zone, mostly, though, with the low pitches. Yep. And that's in there for a strike.
This is the pitcher.
This is almost like, like two-pitch wiffle ball. You only getting everything's a strike, so you got to hit it, right? And that's a ball. She walked last time. Right, Bill? Yeah. That's a pop-up.
Who's got it? Nobody sees it.
Again, you cannot have that. I'm sorry, but that ball is like, I kid you not, that ball was maybe 5 feet from Mullen.
Yeah.
And all she had to do was back up, and that ball is all hers. I don't know why Coyle had to really go. I mean, I don't understand that one. That was really not. That was Mullen's ball all the way.
She's running where the other. She could have camped right
it was
under
just a matter of just taking 5 steps back. So now we got runners at first and second. on an error. That's an error,
Yep.
right? Yeah, I mean,
Cheyenne Lee.
that's a strike. But I don't know. I don't know if I give Coyle an error. I mean, on that one. I mean, I know she was close by, but it just seems like
She tried to make
Yeah.
the play on it.
yeah, because you got to run the ball in. So now it's only one out, but with runners at first and second. I wonder if Coach Fleming here, 2 outs. I apologize. So this is that player to watch that we keep talking about who's buried in the 9-hole. So big at bat here for Madison Burke, the center fielder. She K'd her first time up, and that, although Alex Page framed that one nicely, she didn't get the call. So it's 1 ball, no strikes with 2 outs with runners in scoring position here in the top of the 5th. Pelham threatens. Another high pitch. 2-0 count. A lot of chatter by the Pelham Pythons from the dugout. They know they've got an opportunity here to plate 2 runs with a single. And Gifford blows that one by her for a 2-1 count now. And again, Goffstown could have been out of this inning. And that's the thing that you gotta play clean ball against good teams like this. That ball's hit.
No.
She got her. She got her.
Oh.
So a nice backhanded play. Not the greatest throw, but Molin once again shags the ball. So she atones, I think. I will give her atonement because she has had 2 really good plays at first base, picking up or scooping some tough throws. So you don't have to go to confession. I atone, right? Right, it's done, right? I ordained it. So, but that one, man, makes your heart flutter on those types of things. It's like, uh-oh. Right, Bill? I mean, that was a, woo.
That's when you got to make the play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, nice backhand by Watterson. And, tough throw over to first, but Molin earned her stripes on that one, and she did that earlier in the game as well on a ball thrown by, I think it was Brennan.
Yep. She's saving a lot.
Yep.
Was a little miscommunication of that
Yeah.
pop-up. You obviously gave Coyle an error, I hope.
Yes.
All right, so we head into the bottom of the 5th inning. Goffstown leads 3-0.
Top of the order.
And Lendry leads off, and let's see what she
1 for
did.
2.
Yep. Lendry is due for a big hit, a big extra base hit.
I think that's the first time she started somebody off with a off-speed pitch.
I don't think you're going to find a harder worker than Cara Lendry on this team. I mean, in terms of her physical preparation, works so hard in the weight room, running, and as you've seen, Bill, I mean, we know this was even last year, arguably, I'd say probably if not the best center fielder in Division II up there. I mean, she's just so solid in the outfield.
Makes all the plays.
And she hits one. That's going to be trouble. But no,
Nice play
all the
by the
way
left
in.
fielder.
It was Cheyenne Lee who came all the way in on that one, which I'm just getting very surprised here by the players who are making these plays, because in that situation, the left fielder, Lee, looked like she had twice as much ground to cover than the center fielder who would just be coming in towards the ball.
And in reality, the center fielder owns the outfield.
Yeah. And Coyle, and she doubled, had a really awesome double to left center, and then she grounded out her second. Yep, her second at bat. But she's had a real good game too in the field. And she chases what was a high pitch there, and that's her nemesis, is that high heater. She likes to chase it. And she goes after an off-speed pitch.
See where her head was?
Yeah.
Her head was way out.
Yeah. But see, that's what happens when you chase a really high one and then, you get into a not the greatest count. That hit her. That hits her.
Ooh, thank you.
Hopefully she's okay. I think she is. She said she is. Tough kid. She's another one. A great attitude.
I'd like
Always
to
smiling,
I'd like to see Shannon get
Yep.
a piece of this ball.
Shannon, what did she do today?
Struck
Error
out.
/ single and a strikeout. That's right over the plate. It's tough when you got the cameraman who is Papa Gifford right here, and it's just, it's I'm not sure who to watch. He paces more than his daughter does in the circle. And she pops one up, and that's out of play. That's going to hit the top of the dugout. Nope. So now Gifford's in an 0-2 hole.
So 0-2. Let's see if she shortens her swing. All right. Just got to make contact. That's all you need to do now.
And she does,
As I
and that
said,
ball
goodbye.
is gone. Goodbye. Shannon Gifford with a 2-run home run to extend the lead to 5-0. And she extended her arms and crushes one to left center field. And Shannon Gifford is greeted by her teammates. And that was a big poke by Shannon Gifford. And you could put that call on the Shannon Gifford highlight reel. Yeah, exactly. So in steps Justine Watterson, number 11, who had a nice backhanded put out at the last inning as Pelham was threatening, and that's in there for a strike. You can only poke the Tiger so much, and then the Tiger comes back at you, and Shannon Gifford is that Tiger. Home run.
Ooh.
1-1 count. Bill, you like that pitch, huh?
Well, looking to what he was calling earlier.
Yeah. And that ball is hit
Gonna
to
drop.
right
Gonna
field,
drop.
and
She's
that's
lost.
tricky. And that ball was all over the place. So what were you calling Watterson before? The copper tone girl or something? What was that?
Sun goddess.
Sun goddess? Yeah, so I guess she had a little sunburn from being out over the weekend. She's healed up now, though. But in steps number 4, Liv Brennan. And she takes a good swing at that first one. That was a good swing. She laid down a real nice bunt in that last inning, if I'm not mistaken, to sacrifice a runner into scoring position. And she just put a good swing on the first one here. That's high for a 1-1 count. And that's a 2-1 count. We got Mullen on deck with 2 outs. Goffstown leads 5-0. And she got a good piece of that one. That was a high outside pitch. She went after it. That evens it up. We got twos, a lot of 2s and 5s. So you got a full house here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5th inning, 5-0 lead for Goffstown. And she takes ball 3. Now we got a full count. You got to protect the plate here. We've got an umpire who's calling a liberal strike zone. You don't want to be looking one by.
Oh,
And
good,
way
good
to hang
swing.
in there by Brennan, yeah.
Good swing. Just can't, you just can't keep your bat on your shoulder.
You know that it's good weather and it's spring when the ice cream stand is open, right? Yeah. Here we go, 3-2 count. High,
Good
good
idea.
eye by Liv Brennan, and in steps Mullen. Yeah, I mean, That's how I judge things. Like, so for me, it is officially spring summer when I go to Devrance and I get my Bear Claw cone, and I love that place. Good ice cream. I see you there every once in a while, Butch. You're there every once in a while. Yeah. And then you got Bill, right? Bill, Bill's favorite. And there's Mullen. That's going to go through the hole. And I wouldn't have sent her there, but they do.
So we get a single.
A single.
From
Another
Mullen.
hit by Mullen. 3 for 3. And 2, I think she could be. I think if we do interviews, we're having her on. I think we're going to do interviews today if we prevail. But Mullen's had a solid game.
2 for 3.
So we've got, you know what Bill's favorite flavor is, right? Rum raisin. That's his favorite. No, is it? What's your favorite ice cream?
Vanilla.
Vanilla? You're a plain vanilla guy?
Plain. Yeah.
Here comes Sarvella, number 16. And she sees one right across the plate.
Be nice for her to get a nice hit.
Yeah.
Bring in another run.
She's got those fashionable pants. See, I'm wondering now if you try to get into a pickle. And Sarvella just takes a really long swing. And
Okay.
now she's at an 0-2 count.
Send her.
Yeah.
Send the girl now.
I would. I'd send Mullen.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, because worst case scenario, maybe you do get into a pickle. Yeah. Yeah, because if the run scores before she gets tagged, that's a run. And she looks a strike, and that's it for Goffstown. But Goffstown picks up 2 runs on a 2-run home run by Shannon Gifford. And we head into the top of the 6th inning. Goffstown leads 5-0.
2 runs on 1 hit.
Hey, you're right. That would have been the time. Listen, it's not like I would see like a great, like sometimes somebody has a really good glove. Oh, come on. Really?
She's not a bad hitter. But she doesn't play the position well. All right, that's my question.
Go through the book. What do you got for hits there? I don't think you have any.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't. No. I didn't get the last game. I think she had.
What do we have in the book?
I didn't get the last game, I think. Last game she had 2 hits.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like decent.
Leading off the play 1, 9, Julia.
All right, so we head into the top of the 6th inning.
142 average.
And we've got number 9, Julia Vaughter, the second baseman. So it's the top of the order for Pelham.
This is the key inning.
I would agree, because this is a key inning, because this is the top of the order.
Yep.
And that ball is in the dirt.
This girl's hit the ball twice.
Yep. And that ball's rocketed to center field. That could be out of here. It's off the fence. And Lendry throws it in, hits the cutoff. See, you know what? That's a great hit. And that breaks up a no-hitter, I believe.
Yep.
So that is a double for Vaughtner. And Bevan steps in.
She's going to be swinging. I moved the third baseman.
Again,
though.
you got to calm down in these situations, and that's a strike because you got a 5-0 lead here.
Right.
The runner on second means kind of nothing at this point.
Ignore it.
You kind of
a big hole in the
right.
middle
You
of the
just
field.
kind of ignore it, and that ball's a squibber to Coyle with a spin on it, and you got to play to third. She's got her. Out at third base. A great throw by Mullen over to Brennan.
So this girl goes out 4-3.
Mullen is playing out of her mind today. That's all I'm saying.
And this goes
I'm serious.
3-5.
I don't know what that girl had for breakfast,
Good
but
head- that's good heads up.
yeah. So quickly, now it's 2 outs.
Actually, I think the girl going from second to third was late. on her
She
break.
was, but you know what? That was an awesome throw by Mullen over to Brennan, and Brennan was right by the bag, and that's in there for a strike. So,
Kaylee's having a game you dream about.
yes. And that one,
Lost it.
something happened on that one.
Experiment.
That was a candle pin bowling action by Gifford for a 1-1 count with 2 outs to the lefty. And that's a nice pitch, but didn't get the call. 2-1 count to Jess Slayton, the right fielder. She popped up to center and struck out her last at bat. And she goes after that one to even it up at 2-2.
They still got a lot of spirit over in that dugout. I like that.
High, full count. Lot of chatter in the Pelham Pythons dugout, which is what you like to see. And that is ball 4. So Jess Slayton picks up a base on balls, and in steps the third baseman, Pierce, and she struck out twice. But
She's due.
I think she's due. I think she's got a big bat, just hasn't shown it just yet. But, you know, the swings that she's taken, if she gets a hold of one, say goodbye to it. High. Again, Gifford has kind of lost a little bit of control here in this. In the last couple of innings, she was pitching a lot of strikes in that second, third, and fourth. Nice pitch. Evens up the count. Oh, that one looked good, and that one looked good, but not to blue. So that was a close call, close one, but not so good. So 2-1 count now to Pierce. And that ball's out of play.
All right, so if you see her, yep, back your left fielder up.
So we've got a 2-2 count with 2 outs to Pierce.
I'd move that center fielder over a few steps into left field.
So now we've got a full count. So we got a runner who's going to be in motion here. So a single to the outfield will get that runner over to third, no problem. And a double will score a run if the runner is moving.
She's going to be swinging too. Nope.
Another.
Find the ball.
So Gifford gives up 2 walks here in the 6th inning. Maybe it's time for a little bit of a conversation to calm her down a little bit. And so goes the catcher. She must have heard me. So good job by Alex Page to go and talk to Gifford, just get everything settled down a little bit.
In steps the catcher. She flew out to left and then walked.
So now when you think about it, again, you know, Brad always has these great observations. I think he should be in our spot. You know, maybe we got to put another headset on him, but you know, you really talk about the importance of that runner getting thrown out at third base now with these walks and everything. You kind of ran yourself into an out there. So in steps the catcher, and that pitch is low. So Gifford's having a little bit of a struggle finding the strike zone here in the top of the 6th inning with Goffstown leading 5-0. Fisher, another powerful bat in the Pelham lineup, and that's low. It was called a strike earlier in the game, but now not so much. So it's a 2-0 count, And right now, it looks like Gifford's struggling a bit, huh?
They were a low point. Big girl here.
And she swings and misses on that one. So Gifford just needs to bear down here and throw strikes. 2-1 count to the catcher, Kate Fisher. You know, one thing I noticed that with watch Paige is that she shows a target and then she twists her glove, and then you got to keep that target up there all the time. Watch this.
Yeah, she does not frame the ball well.
She's not, yeah. And I just picked up on that just now. Like, she shows the glove and then she pulls it back. That ball's crushed. That could be out of here. Out of here. That's a 3-run home run for Pelham. Kate Fisher pokes one out, and now it's a 5-3 ball game. So in one swing, Pelham is back in this game. A great job by the catcher, Kate Fisher. She rocketed that one, and Pelham has quickly made this a ball game here, folks.
Time for Matt to go out and talk to Shannon.
That's all it takes, folks, is a one swing of the bat, and Kate Fisher poked that one to center field and quickly erased just a 5-zip deficit. Now they're only trailed by 2. So in steps number 7, Sky Ortega. That's a strike. You know what? I think that speaks volumes about the Pelham team. It's like, they were down 5-0, and you heard nothing but positive chatter from their dugout, and that's just great. And that's another strike. So that's 0-2 count. So an 0-2 count to Sky Ortega.
Strike her out.
And that's low in the dirt.
Fouling.
1-2. Now you start to see some of the Babe Ruth players showing up for, I guess, what would be a 6 o'clock game. Nice way of hanging in there by Sky Ortega. I tell you, this game is a pleasure to call, don't you think? I mean, 2 good teams.
Not many mistakes.
No, right. It's just been evenly matched and
some good defensive plays.
Yeah.
Good pitch.
Oh, and then she doesn't get it. Wowza. That one looked good from here. So a 2-2 count, 2 outs to Sky Ortega, who's a designated player today. And she goes out on strike. So a big 3-run home run by the catcher, Kate Fisher, for Pelham. And now we've got a ball game here, 5-3, heading into the bottom of the 6th.
3 runs on 2 hits.
But you notice what she does? She's like, that's weird. Usually you just hold it, because then you lose your target, no? No, am I wrong? Huh. Why doesn't someone say something? Watch the glove. Watch the other girl. She's like,
This other girl gives you a low target.
Yeah.
She frames it.
Yeah.
She doesn't move the glove.
Right. You're not going to get calls
We
if you
talked
keep
about
doing
this
this.
at the beginning of the year over in Bow.
Yeah. What? Okay. Yeah. What am I going to do?
You got to help the pitcher.
Yeah.
All right, I like their spirit. I'm telling you.
I do too. I think
Goffstown isn't much of a chatterbox, you know.
Yeah, that doesn't do a lot.
all right. So we head into the bottom of the 6th inning, and we've got what? Bree Page.
8-9-1.
So Bree Page steps in, and she got a double in her last at bat, and she stroked it.
1 for 2. Yep.
Yep. So Goffstown needs to pick up some more runs here, and that pitch is way high to Bree Page. Good eye by Bree Page, 2-0 count. And this is if you're Pelham, you don't want to let up here. You want a 1-2-3 inning. You just got back into this thing. The last thing you want is Goffstown scoring. That's a ball for a 3-0 count.
You're taken.
Yep. Your job now is to get on. Yeah, I think this one you just keep the bat on the shoulder. And that is a base on balls for Bree Page. She does her job. Doesn't chase anything foolish as she gets on. And now Alex Page, the catcher, steps up. Let's see if they try to bunt her over.
Alex is 1 for 2. I don't know.
In this situation, one run is important. I would think about bunting. And they don't bunt, and that ball is hit sharply, and it's going to drop into center field. So the Page sisters, the Page girls do some damage here. A single, a walk, and a single. Runners at first and second. Mama and Papa Page must be pretty proud right now.
They'll make the sports pages tonight.
Yeah. And we got a runner for the catcher, Danny Vermette.
All right. Let her hit. Let her hit.
Yeah, I don't hear much from the Goffstown bench, that's for sure. It's a little quiet. She has 1 hit. And that's high. So it looks like the pitcher now is losing a little bit of control, if I'm not mistaken, in this inning. Yeah, she's her pitches are a little elevated. That one's in the dirt. So she's struggling. Maybe it's a little time for the catcher to go out and talk to her. Because this is where you got to shut Goffstown down if you're Pelham. That's ball 3. So now in that situation here, Lendry does not put even – just rest the bat on your shoulder.
Good. Here's a smart move.
Yeah. So Lendry has a 3-0 count, and I know he's talking right now to
maybe she'll show a bunt but pull back.
I don't even think you do that. I don't think you need to. Don't even do it because
take 2 pitches.
Just at least take 1. You got to take at least 1 pitch. There you go. So that's another base on balls. It loads it up for Tegan Coyle. And now getting a timeout here. And let's see what they're going to do.
Squeeze.
Really? But if you do that, you got to do a suicide one? Or
up to first base.
So you're going to force the first baseman to throw home on a force out. High.
Maybe we
right.
don't.
Well,
maybe.
no, I guess what I'm trying to say is she's walked like two batters. Right. Well, you got to take pitches until she starts throwing strikes. Another high ball. Right, exactly.
So now you keep the bat on the shoulder.
Yeah. And I like the fact that Tegan, who has chased some high pitches, is more disciplined. There you go, Tegan.
Okay.
That's good. So now she's a batter. There you go. The job here is you got to hit the ball hard. You got the infield in, and Tegan's job is just to hit it hard. And she takes a good swing at that one, but she misses. Yeah. Got to get the ball in play. Make Pelham make a defensive play here.
Right field is shallow. Left field and center field are fairly deep.
High. Oh, boy. So we got a 3-2 count.
Pitcher's laboring.
She is. Coyle just needs to stay focused. Tegan. And that's ball 4. Great at-bat by Tegan Coyle. Really good job there, Bill. I mean, she had a really super disciplined at-bat. I like what I'm seeing from her today.
Now, what do you think the pitcher's thinking about?
Now what she's thinking about is that if Gifford hits another home run, Butch Gifford buys Pizza Market for all of us up here. That's what we're thinking. Or like a Stromboli or something. Ooh. Oh, she went for that one.
That was power against
She was swinging for Penardville on that one.
That could have seen
Yes,
Joe.
exactly. That was like Hague Street, Penardville. Off-speed pitch. She wanted to chase that one too.
Got a little bit of discipline
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Don't poke the tiger. Rocketed a single, and that
Two
gonna
runs.
score 2 runs for Goffstown, and a single and 2 RBIs for Shannon Gifford with 5 ribbies on the game. So now Goffstown quickly goes back up by 5 runs, 8-3 with no outs. So this is kind of what we talked about before. You know, Pelham came fighting back, and they needed to shut Goffstown down, and so far they've not been able to do so. And now runners at first and second with number 11, Watterson, at the plate.
Good resiliency.
And she fouls one off.
Late.
Late swing.
Looks like she didn't even get her arms into it. Oh,
Yeah, her.
here
Watch
comes-
her loading. Watch this. It's like a hesitancy on the load. You see what I'm saying?
The hand, watch the hands.
Yeah.
She comes back, but her hands come down. See her hands drop?
Yep.
What did I tell you? Catcher's interference. So,
Yeah, so what happened, that's catcher's interference, because as Watterson went to swing the bat, the glove for the catcher was right there and made contact with Watterson's bat. And that's going to load up the bases. And now we've got Brennan, who will have bases loaded with no outs, and the infield is in again.
so she's got a base on balls, a sacrifice, and a strikeout.
And she
today.
goes after one, too. I think she was trying for Rochambeau Street in Penardville on that one, right? Rochambeau, is that what it's called?
I think she was looking at Danish Park.
Danish Park, okay. High, 1-1. That's a strike? What do you call
What?
that? Oh, he put his hand up like that.
You got it.
Yeah, he put his hand up. So
Oh my!
that was a
word.
really, really tough at bat for Brennan. Not really her fault, because that second pitch was like not even close. There must be a special at Subway.
All right, Molin's up. She's got 2 for
All
3
right, so
today.
here is one of the players of the game for Goffstown, Mullen, number 10. And all I know is that if she gets a home run here, then I'm going to have Kelvin Mullen get us food, right? I mean, if it's a grand slam, I think the parent has to buy.
Yes, pitch. Good pitch.
A strike, low strike.
He's consistently inconsistent.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely a strike.
She wanted
1
it.
and 2. Yeah, I don't know what the umpire's power school grade would be for today's game. Yeah. Okay, so we got 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. And she takes a call strike 3 on the outside part of the plate.
way outside.
Yeah. But the umpire has a really liberal zone, so you got to protect a lot. So Sarvella comes up with bases loaded also and 2 outs. So Sayer Sarvella steps in, and she takes a strike at her shoulder.
That was at her eyebrow. I think he has a hot date. He's got to get home.
And that's high for ball 1.
Good pitch.
And that's a great pitch. she just went through a tough spot, in terms of a little bit of a tough patch for Abigail Provençal. Ooh. See, that one I liked. I thought that was outside, but he's been calling those strikes all game long. 2-2 count. 3-2 count. Runners will be going here. The runners will be going on a 3-2 count with 2 outs. Sorvella has a chance to plate a couple if she can get a bat on the ball here. And that is ball 4. She'll get an RBI, but on a walk. And Tegan Coyle scores the 9th run of the game for Goffstown. And I think Goffstown has batted around. If I'm not mistaken, Brianna, right,
Yep.
Paige has, she started off with a walk.
Now batting, number 14, Bree Page.
So Bree Page steps in and bases loaded again. And that's high and outside for ball 1. And she has a pretty good eye at the plate. Selective swing. That's a nice pitch. 1-1 count. And that's a pop-up to the pitcher, and she calls it, and that's it. But in the bottom of the 6th inning, Goffstown plates 4 runs on a big single by Gifford to score 2. And so Goffstown now leads 9-3 as we head into the top of the 7th. Yes, I think we'll do an interview. So.
Maybe both the pages. I'd go with Bree because she didn't really
Yeah,
play a
let's
lot.
go with Bree. Yeah. What did she do? What's the lines for these guys?
Paige has 1 hit.
She had 2 hits.
Base on balls.
She had double.
Yeah.
She had double.
6-3.
Yeah.
Base on balls. F1. The sister has 2 hits.
She does.
Paige.
2 hits.
Yeah.
We'll bring them both in. Right? Why not? Won't be able to tell them apart anyway.
Why'd you interview
The sports
interview
page.
Butch and I?
The sports pages.
We'll make comments on the umpiring.
No.
He's gonna throw us out of here.
He's having a tough game.
No consistency.
He has a tough game.
2 hours.
Yeah. I remember that last game was an hour, right?
Less than an hour, actually, I think,
Yeah.
once we got it going.
I have a new Boston school board meeting that week. It's my. Yeah.
All right. So we're into the 7th. 7, 8, and 9 up for Pelham.
Yeah, going to start off with the pitcher.
She's 0 for, well, actually she walked
She
and
walked.
then got on an error.
Yeah.
So she's 0 for 1.
You call that a strike?
Thank you very much.
This is not good though, Bill, and for the players. I mean, come on. That ball was
No.
way off the plate. That was a strike. 0-2 count. And Shannon Gifford strikes out the first batter in the inning. And in steps Cheyenne Lee, the left fielder, who had a couple of nice plays in the outfield.
Number 1, Cheyenne Lee.
Yeah, so she struck out and she got on the sacrifice.
That's a strike? Holy cow.
Dinner bell.
Remember, she's
Yes.
in the wild.
It looks like it's outside these pitches, but another strike. 0-2 count. Yeah, so Paige, I don't know if you can pick up on that, Butch, but she tends to like drops the glove.
Too much movement with the glove.
She's got to frame it and keep it there. And that's strike 3. So one more out for Gifford, and Goffstown will win this one convincingly, but only in those latter innings. I mean, it became a little touch and go there with that 3-run home run.
Gifford's working on 7 strikeouts right now.
And that's in there for a strike inside part of the plate. She's throwing nothing but strikes right now.
She knows Dad's cooking.
Yeah. I think they're eating out tonight. Ooh. And she's 1 strike away. She had that rocky 6th, where she lost a little control. First inning was so-so. All the other innings have been spectacular. And this could be it right here.
It is.
And nice job by number 17. Yeah, Madison Burke just hangs in there. Again, really quiet on the Goffstown bench. I'm always surprised by that.
You got her.
Nope. No. And a 1-2 count. And I tell you got to give credit to Pelham, right? I mean, they are still talking it up on that. They're down to their final out, and they are cheering their teammates on. And that'll do it. So I want to hear it from the bench. So anyway, Goffstown wins this one 9-3 for Operation Hat Trick, and we're going to go down to the field to do some interviews. So with that, Butch, thank you very much for being our cameraman. Thank you for Brad and Bill, and we'll be back in a few minutes with a couple interviews. All right, I'm here with Kaylee Mullen, first baseman. You had a rock star of a game today, 2 for 4, I believe, but most importantly, defensively, you had 2 key scoops. What are you thinking when these balls are coming in pretty hard but low?
Honestly, I was just like, I'm just going to stick my glove out and hope for the best.
Really?
Yep.
So you prayed?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you had a phenomenal game. Talk to me about your hitting. I mean, your hitting all season has been pretty strong. I mean, are you working on it or?
I mean, all winter I went and trained at a facility in Mass, and they really helped me to be patient.
So what happened on that one play with you and Tegan? I guess the ball was like maybe 5 feet behind you.
Yep.
You didn't really move.
Honestly,
she comes over and.
I could not see it at all. I was like.
Okay, so you couldn't see it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I should have communicated with her, but.
All right. But other than that, you had a great game.
Thank
So
you.
congratulations on a really great win.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, I'm here with Bree Page. Bree, a really big win for Goffstown today. So you had a great hit, and so talk to me about that. I mean, what were you thinking at that time?
I was really scared, but
you were scared?
Yeah, she gave me a really high pitch, and I just kind of got on top of it, and yeah, it felt really good. And
you also had some really strong at bats. I thought your discipline at the plate today was really good. You didn't swing at. This was a pretty inconsistent strike zone, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know what your teammates were saying, but you were very disciplined, and you drew, I think, at least 1 walk as well. But you really came through for Goffstown today. So best of luck to you. All right.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Alex Pace, a catcher for Goffstown, and you pitched. You saw a pitcher in Shannon Gifford today. As the catcher, what are you talking to with Shannon in terms of strike zones and pitches?
We just try to work with different batters, what their stances are, and yep. I don't know.
This is not the blooper reel. We're good. So. Now, my question for you is that you had an umpire today, which is kind of challenging. If it was me, so I'm just curious. The strike zone seemed to be changing throughout the game. How do you adapt to that?
You just throw what he's calling.
Okay.
Toward the end of the game, he was calling low, so you go low, just so you get the
but
calls.
So you definitely adapt. Now, in that time, in that 6th inning, when Shannon was getting into a little bit of trouble, I saw you went out to the mound. You talked to her. What'd you guys talk about?
Just what to throw. And what was working?
And what did she say?
Fastballs.
She said fastballs. Yeah. All right. Well, great game. Great game.
Thank you.
Take care. Coach Matt Fleming. Matt, that was probably the best game of the season for us to watch. And I say that because of the level of competition. I thought Pelham is a real tough team, super disciplined. I thought really good team.
Yeah.
And you put up 9 runs on them. So what was your strategy today against a team like Pelham?
Well, really the mindset was we needed to score early. We know that they can battle, and they did a great job. I mean, they recently played a really tight game with St. Thomas off of Abbey Bass, and we know what that's all about. We saw what happened here, right? What we're seeing in the division right now is that all of the top teams that are winning because they're being careful and not making mistakes, but they're taking chances when they can. And you saw us press a little bit today. You know, we want to force our opponents to try to make the right play and make a tough play. And we knew we were going to have to push on the bases and take some shots early, and it played out, right? You know.
So Goffstown's first run, was that intentional?
Yeah. So we saw what was going on there, and we figured he was going to throw inside and take that inside runner out. They have a quick infield. I think their plan was to hopefully get our runner to hold and then throw 4. Fortunately, Tegan does a great job on the bases. She recognized what was going on, and Shannon did a good job of dragging that play out so she could score.
You know, for me, this game was big because there were players who kind of stepped up. So obviously, Bree Page stepped up, big hit. Tegan Coyle played a great game. We didn't interview her, but she played great. Molin has been hitting really well, and those those 2 scoops saved the day.
Agreed.
Tough plays, but congratulations.
Thank
Look
you very
forward
much.
to continued success in the future.
Yeah, we appreciate what you guys did for Operation Hat Trick today. That's an important part of who we are here, and
you look good too.
Yeah,
in the
we
uniform.
appreciate that. It's about the veterans today and their commitment and their service to our country, and it's the one thing that we can do to give back, which is really special. So
All right.
thank you for that.
All right, thanks again, Matt.
Take care.